Hey, everybody out there. We are here at our 12th week of the term. So we are trucking right along, about 4 weeks or so left, and then we're done. Uh, just want to say I am running a little bit behind on the research essays for one course, that is course number 24650. So if you are in that course, I'm about halfway done with them, and they will be back the rest within this week. Usually, essays are a 2 week turnaround time. I'm pretty faithful in sticking to that time window. However, at this point in the year, with my middle schoolers turning in papers, assignments, with you all too, it's getting to the point where there are just hundreds of assignments and papers that I need to read and comment on. And just being one person, little old me, it's hard to keep up with all that and still maintain some semblance of a a life where I'm not you know completely overcome by grading all this stuff. But such is the job. But I just wanted to let you guys know, if you are still waiting on that. And then after the papers are done, I'll get back to the class homework. I know last week, because of the week before that, your fall break, we had staggered that week's assignments into last week's assignments. So we had a bit of an interesting little scheduling uh, variation there. So I'm just a little off track with the getting all the essays done, but then we'll be back on track at the end of this week. Speaking of the research essays, the everything you need to know about formatting and how to source your sources with in-text citations, giving a parentheses with the author's last name, the page or paragraph number, or if you don't have an author for the article, use the article title in quotation marks, or you could use the shorthand version of the website. You don't want to put the entire hyperlink in there. Anyway, all this is in Chapter 4, which I advised you guys to look at during that week's announcement. SCC Chapter 4 is all about research writing. So if you look at that chapter, it breaks it down for you. There are formatting guidelines. If you look at the OWL, OWL Online Writing Lab, there's a link there. The EasyBib link was there. All you had to do was look in that chapter, which I advised you to do, and everything's there. Also, in that week's announcement, I said that the length needed to be 4 to 5 pages. 3 to 4 scholarly Galileo sources. If you meet that criteria of 3 to 4 scholarly sources, you could use other internet sources, but you needed to have a minimum of 3 to 4 Galileo sources. So, if you didn't follow those basic parameters, I can't just, cough up an A for you. Some of you, and I don't know if it's a generational thing, heck, I might have done it too when I was in high school and, middle school, more so in high school. Middle school, I wasn't as, I guess, obsessed with my grades, although I did get frustrated and disappointed when I got bad grades. As we all do, because we're human beings and we're not robots or angels, right? And we're not super god, magnificent minds where we just knock it out of the park every time. It happens. You're not always going to get an A. The younger kids especially need to understand this. They're like, oh, my parents are going to yell at me or punish me. Well, then you need to earn an A. I'm not just going to give you an A. If I did, an A would mean Jack Diddley, okay? A means great. B means good. I have people who complain about B's. I remember my 11th grade English teacher telling all of us, there's nothing wrong with a B. Chill the you-know-what out, okay? A C means average. That means you did just enough to warrant that grade. C means okay, average, the middle. D means poor, F means unacceptable. So if you ever, get your hackles raised and you want to, ask me how did I get this grade? Why did I get this grade? I'm happy to talk to you. You just have to have the right, uh, let's say, tone and professionalism when you engage me on that front. Because, despite what you might think, I'm not on top of some mountain going, "Mwah ha ha ha, let me give them all D's and C's. That'll show them and it'll make me feel super good." BS, okay? I would love to give everybody a B or an A. But heck, I give people B's and they rip their hair out, okay? So we need a little humility and a little, self-reflection, and stop, demanding that we get A's because we have a 4.0 and now it's in jeopardy. Chill out with all that. All right. For one, you get to redo your essays. If you didn't get the grade you wanted on your research essay, great news for you because you get to redo it, add an extra page like you do with your narrative. You're going to add an extra source to the research essay. This is several weeks down the line, nothing to worry about right now, but you get half credit back. Let's say you got a 78 on your essay, which is a high C. Again, that means you did just the bare minimum. You just barely ticked all the boxes. Okay, you almost got a B. You're almost at good. Good means good. Good doesn't mean bad. Good doesn't mean average. Good means good. Okay, you're almost there. You make all your corrections, get an extra page, put another source in there, half credit back. Okay, so 78 to 100 is 22, half of that's 11, so your 78 becomes an 89. All right, and plus, if you've been working your tail off this term, and you're at an 89, I'll give you the A, okay? If you're at a 79, I'll give you the B, okay? So, and I'm only talking to a minority of us here, okay? But if you need to talk to me, you need to be respectful. I would never dream of talking to my instructors, professors, teachers, the way some of you guys, address me in an email. It's just beyond me. I don't understand. I don't understand. I understand the frustration. We all get frustrated. Heck, I get frustrated. You might pick that tone up right now, as a matter of fact. Okay. But there's a way to go about it. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. I am now descending from my little soapbox, and we'll just talk about what we're doing this week. This week is a new mode of discourse, definition. Pretty important because how we define our world, that's what gives the things we define their essential meaning. So we can't have slippery definitions of things. If we do, everything falls apart, there's chaos, and nothing makes sense. Okay? So definition is a pretty important mode of discourse. And our article this week is Halloween appropriate because it is called A Zombie is a Slave Forever. The writer kind of chronicles the history of, how did we come up with this term zombie? What does it mean? Its historical roots in Haiti and Africa. So it's pretty interesting article. So there's that, and then there's an SCC assignment on definition where they give you a list of some things and you have to define them. Two exercises in SCC 13 and 14, chapter 3.6. And that is due Sunday, okay? And then the zombie article is a discussion forum. That will be due Friday, okay? So, as always, discussions, blogs, journals, Monday through Friday. Everything else, SCC stuff, is Sunday or Monday to Sunday, okay? Speaking of blogs, I've added your blog bonus points, except if you're in that CRN 24650 class, still working on those essays. But I added your blog bonus points to your paper, okay? And I gave each blog 2 points. So if you participated in the 3 blogs, you get plus 6 points, okay? And I went back and added those bonus points to your original score, okay? So that is where we are right now. Thanks everybody who does hustle. And, if you ever have a question, hey, I don't know how to format things for a research paper. How do I incorporate sources? Let me know. I'm pretty good with email. I turn those emails around like that. All right. So email me, let me know. I'm not going to be able to comment on literally everything that is wrong with your paper. I give a few global general comments. Why? Again, we're back to the one guy, me, versus 9 classes. Okay. Now look, I understand I did this to myself. It's my job. I could complain till the cows come home, but I'm the one who chose to do it. So whatever. It just is what it is. Just explaining to you. 6 middle school classes, and then 3 classes with you guys at SHS. So they're flying fast and hard, okay? So when I go to comment, I have to keep timing in mind with trying to get these things turned back around to you. So if I commented on literally everything that I could comment on for a paper, it would take me, I don't know, 20 minutes a paper, let's say. If I were doing that, I would still be grading 2 semesters ago's essays, okay? So it's an unreasonable expectation. I'm not literally going to comment on every little micro thing in your paper. Therefore, if you do have a question, feel free to ask. Just be mindful of your courtesy and tone and all of that, okay? All right, just want to make sure we understand that. We're getting to that term. Stress levels are going to get high. We're getting there. It's getting high with me. So please mind your P's and Q's with professionalism in an email. It's just a good skill to practice and have in life in general, right? When you get out into the working world, you have to learn how to do that with your superiors and peers. Because if you don't, you're going to damage your credibility, your ethos. People aren't going to trust you. People aren't going to think that you're a credible arbiter of information, and they're not going to think that you're worth communicating with. Okay? So, if you're reasonable with me, I'm reasonable with you. Otherwise, I will just shut the door and be like, the heck with this. Okay, I'm not dealing with this. All right? So that is that. Sorry to get a little ranty, but I just want to make sure we all have a clear understanding. Okay? With that said, I will give you guys another announcement next week. No video next week. So if I don't get to say it in person, happy Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. I know we're a week out still, but hope you're enjoying spooky season. If anybody has any movie recommendations, any shows you've been watching, let's see, what have I been watching? The Watcher is okay. The Sinner, I really like true crime stuff. The Sinner with Bill Pullman's a great show. Watched this horror movie X on Showtime, which was pretty good. Saw the new Halloween movie, pretty conflicted about it. Thought it was hot garbage at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought it had its merits, but still overall I think it kind of stumbled and fell on its face. So if you just want to have a casual email chat like, hey, this is what I'm watching, here's what I recommend, just for fun, you can do that as well. All right, peace and all that, and talk to you again soon. Let's get it on. Bye-bye.